Thank you for joining my lecture. Today, I talk about the tragedy of the people being forced to dance by an incompetent dictator, the Great Leap Forward policy, and the Cultural Revolution. Mao Zedong, the founding father of the People's Republic of China, believed that nuclear armament and high economic growth would overtake the United States and Britain in 15 years, and in the late 1950s and early 60s. He implemented the Great Leap Forward policy aimed at increasing the production of agricultural and steel products. Millions of farmers were ordered to leave farming to join the steel-producing workforce, throwing their utensils and tools into primitive earth-low blast furnace. Much of the iron produced was inferior and unacceptable for commercial use. In Mao Zedong's hygiene campaign, the Four Harms campaign, a campaign to exterminate flies, mosquitoes, mice, and sparrows, citizens pounded pots and pans to prevent sparrows from resting on tree branches, so that they would die and fall from the sky. Sparrows were driven to the brink of extinction, and the pests that had no natural enemies ravaged crops. In order to promote the collectivization of agriculture, Mao Zedong established people's commune in various parts of China, self-rehabilitation and self-sufficiency organizations based on group production and group life. The Chinese Communist Party initially said that farmers would be provided with free meals in communal cafeterias. But in reality, in the people's commune, peasants were woken up by military trumpets lined up to the communal dining room and were given only a bowl of porridge. On the farm, they were beaten to work, thus the incentive of labor was lost. Mao Zedong's deep plowing, a farming method that plows deeper than usual, and dense planting, a farming method in which seedlings are planted at 3 times density, made it impossible to expect a harvest, and the farmland became desolate and turned into a terrible bad harvest. Those who disagreed with Mao Zedong were purged and executed, and the capitalists began reporting inflated false crop yields. The father, who had lost all 3 of his children in starvation, hid the bodies of his children and received food rations for them. In one village, when a school teacher was on the verge of death, he said to his wife, "Why are you keeping your child alive? Then I can have children again." The wife did not agree, and the teacher died. Also, when parents decide the order in which the elderly and children die, mother tells her daughter, "Go to heaven and meet your grandmother," because they don't want their sons, who are future workers, to die. She does not give her daughter food except water, and when her daughter died, she exchanged the body of her own daughter with a girl in the neighborhood, and in some cases, the body was boiled into a kind of soup. Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward policy ended in a terrible blunder in rural areas, with a series of malnourished people, rampant cannibalism, and tens of millions of starving deaths. Mao Zedong admits the failure of the Great Leap Forward, resigned as president, and walked away from power. At the helm were Liu Shaoqi and Deng Xiaoping, who decided to partially adopt a market economy called the capitalist Rhoda faction. Seeking a return to power, Mao Zedong mobilized students called the Red Guards to attack the realists on the path of capitalism in a movement called the Cultural Revolution. The Red Guards went on a rampage across China. The police could not crack down on the Red Guards, who were supported by Mao Zedong. The Red Guards hoisted and beat not only the Communist Party leaders, doctors, teachers, musicians, and other intellectuals, sometimes they would kill them. They surrounded young men in jeans for being Western and chopped up their clothes. Based on atheistic Marxism, cultural assets such as churches and temples were destroyed by the Red Guards. Mao Zedong instructed the Red Guards to attack Liu Shaoqi and Deng Xiaoping under the slogan, "There is a reason for the rebellion to the top." Liu Shaoqi, the leader of the state, was hoisted, criticized, and beaten by the Red Guards. Mao Zedong returned to power. Liu Shaoqi, who was under house arrest, fell ill, but was not allowed to get a haircut or bathe, and was subject to persistent beatings and verbal abuse by security guards. Lying in bed, unable to change clothes or dispose of excrement. In 1969, he died at the age of 70 in an unheated concrete warehouse. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel to maintain these education activities. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.